Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, March 16th. I'm Michael Taylor. We have a great show for you today. I'm excited to tell you about it. Let's get right to it. On the show, MacArthur Dental Arts, Dr. Ryan Lang will be here, and we're going to be talking about all the technology they have in their office there, where you can get some major dental work done in just one day, something used to take a couple weeks. Crowns, molar, all the fillers that you have in there, whatever it might be, they can do it real quick and in their office, so it's fantastic. And then my Zoom interview with Herbert Seguenza. He's got a one-man show on Picasso coming up at the Irvine Barclay, and you're going to look forward to hearing that. He has a great career, by the way. He was on Coco. He's done a lot of work, so he's a very interesting guy as well. So make sure stay tuned for that one. Hey, let's keep you staying informed, and they have a vacancy over at the VMS board, and they're looking for somebody to come over and fill that vacancy that they have. They're looking for someone to come over, a candidate that might be able to fill out the 2025 term that is ending there for one of the people who had to vacate the seat. If you're interested at all, you have to come pick up the application at the community center over here in Laguna Woods Village, and you can do that by March 22nd. That's the deadline. You need to pick it up and turn it in by 5 p.m. March 22nd to make sure that you have an opportunity to be considered for that board vacancy. Let's take a look outside at our weather, and we've got some basically partly cloudy skies going on for this weekend, really, and not going to clear up or warm up until Monday, but it's going to be a nice little warm up. So we got the mid-60s, which is not so bad, but then we're going to have some warmer temperatures as we get into the rest of the week. Looking forward to that. Let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset while we're at it, and this is a beautiful picture by Ben Givens. Thank you, Ben, over in North Main Beach in Laguna Beach. And our sunrise this morning was 6:58. Sunset tonight, 6:59. They're practically matching. That's a beautiful shot, too. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to Dr. Ryan Lang from MacArthur Dental Arts. Stay with us.
No one deserves to be ashamed of their smile. MacArthur Dental Arts is here to bring back your confidence. We specialize in at-home personalized smile restoration through the power of dental implants and perfect fit dentures. I'm here to answer all your questions with free in-office consults or using our Laguna Woods in-home service special. Don't wait to get the secure, worry-free smile you deserve. Visit MacArthurDentalArts.com or call the number on your screen to schedule your consultation today.
Hey, we got to give you something to smile about. I think we can do that with MacArthur Dental Arts. Dr. Ryan Lang joining us once again. Dr. Lang, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Well, we want to talk a little bit about all the things you guys are offering over there. And you have a great facility over there. You have all the state-of-the-art equipment. One of the things you guys are doing is same-day treatments for a lot of things that used to take like a week, or I have to come back next month, or we'll see how it is, like things like root canals and things like that, right?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my new patients are very impressed with the fact that we can do crowns the same day, bridges, veneers, fillings, root canals, extractions. I mean, everything under the sun we can perform at my office, but then a lot of those treatments we can do in the same day without the goopy impression trays.
Right.
We use an intraoral scanner, and it takes about 30 minutes to make a crown. So, and all your entire appointment is maybe an hour or two versus it used to be 2 weeks, where you had a plastic
a plastic tooth in there for 2 weeks
Right.
that would always fall off.
I had that.
Yeah. So we don't do any of that anymore. We kind of speed everything up and try to make the patients more comfortable, because nobody likes taking more than one visit to the dentist, and we try to minimize the amount of visits that you have.
No, the funny thing is, I just had a crown that kind of like leaked or something like that, or no, a root canal kind of leaked or something like that, and they had to go in there and take it out. I had to go to a specialist there, then I had to come back and go somewhere else, and then it was a 2-week process or so just to get it kind of fixed up and going. It's unimaginable that you guys can do it in a day.
Yeah, we're kind of a one-stop shop at my office. I have another doctor who works with me, Dr. Vo, and we both work together so that way we can perform the same-day treatments. We're certified in implantology, and so we can do dental implants, and we have extensive training in oral surgery and orthodontics and root canals. So we're well equipped to handle most procedures in our dental office.
And you're making any of the dentures, any of the crowns, you're making them in-house? Is it 3D printing? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, some of the materials that we use are 3D printed, and then most of the materials are milled. The ones that are harder, like crowns and veneers and things like that, and the bridges, they're milled in our milling machine, but those are all still made in the same day. So we kind of cover all the bases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is there a time difference in terms of like the certain procedure? Let's say I have an infected root canal kind of thing, or just I'm replacing a tooth or a lot of teeth. What are some of the timelines you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I think the common misconception with dental treatment is everyone goes to, not everyone, but people go to different dentists, and different dentists perform different treatments at different times, and they start talking to their friends, and then they say, well, my friend went to this dentist and got it done. Same day, this guy took 2 weeks. And I think dentistry is not just a one-size-fits-all procedure. Everyone's different, and every situation that you have can be looked at in a different light. But I think that just coming and talking to me, you can see. I'll sit down with you and go through different treatment options, because finances are a factor in how you perform certain treatment. Time, comfortability in the chair, how long you can be sitting there in the chair. I mean, there's so many variables.
Right, and a lot of folks who are maybe a little bit older in our community here, they don't want to be sitting in a chair for a couple hours to get something like that done. It's kind of a stretch, right? So
exactly.
we can manage it and kind of cater it to their needs.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that, yes, we can do a lot of stuff quickly and same day, but it doesn't always work for everyone, because some people, don't want to be sitting in a chair for hours.
Some people don't want to go at all, but you guys sound like you're making it as easy as possible to go to the dentist.
Yep.
What about implants? When I was a kid, my mom had like a denture tooth that she could take out. I was always fascinated by that. It was like, oh, she comes in and out. But today, most people are going kind of with the implant route as opposed to a denture, right?
Yeah, so a dental implant is basically a man-made tooth replacement. We call it tooth replacement therapy. Because like I said before, there's so many variables involved when a tooth needs to come out and get replaced with something. So the implant just replaces your natural tooth with the man-made tooth, and there's a bunch of different roads that you can travel down to getting that final restoration on top of the implant. So that's another case where I have a lot of patients that come in and say, oh, my friend went to this dentist and she got it done in the same day, or another friend will say, yeah, it took a year over here. And it's all based off of the patient's health and the health of the mouth and the tooth. It can vary between patients.
Now, what's the advantages or disadvantages to wearing a denture in a place or having an implant?
So dentures, it's obviously they're a lot more cumbersome. Most people hate them because they're removable. They're always afraid that they're going to fall out when they're blowing out their birthday candles.
Right.
And an implant is fixed in place, so it's screwed in. It doesn't come out. It's just like your natural tooth.
It's kind of a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a great advantage. For the folks here in Laguna Woods Village, you guys are doing some special pricing, right?
That's right. Yeah, we've set aside a special pricing fee schedule specifically for Laguna Woods residents. That includes a free consultation if you just want to come up to the office and meet my team and see what the office looks like and kind of get a feel for how we operate. I'm more than happy to sit down and talk with you through any of your questions or concerns you might have about dentistry, and we can align the perfect treatment plan for you. And then also on top of the fee schedule, we do accept all major dental PPOs, which are under, some of them are under the umbrella of Medicare. So it's worth giving us a call just to see if we take your insurance. If not, we have special pricing specifically for Laguna Woods.
Okay. Now tell me about some of the tech inside your office. You have some amazing tech. You guys are really kind of bought in on the technology side of dentistry these days, and some of the things that a lot of offices aren't even doing, but certainly not all of the things. Nobody has all of the things you guys are doing. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the technology, I'm a techie. I love new technology, and almost to a fault where it's never ending. You know, you can always find something new in dentistry. And the main reason for having it in my office is not only for the patient's comfort level, it makes patients more comfortable, it makes our procedures faster, but it also gives me peace of mind knowing that I'm in control of most procedures. I'm not referring it to a lab or a specialist. I know the patient, so I know what their needs are, so it kind of, it makes the whole treatment from start to finish more comfortable for myself as well as the patient.
Now, the old way is kind of like, oh, we're going to have this crown sent off and it'll come back to us, but there's no interaction with the technicians who are doing those in a sense. They give the directions, and with you, right? But that's different in your office.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the biggest problems is if you send something to a lab, they give you a date and say that it's going to be back by a certain time, and then it's not, and then the patient's upset because it didn't get there on time, or it's wrong because the lab tech didn't design it properly. So we've kind of eliminated, the middleman, and we're just doing it all in office now.
Yeah, that in-house communication, trust. You know the techs personally, and you guys custom to whatever people need.
Exactly.
Now, if folks want to come meet you, and they're not going all the way up to the dental office just yet, but they want to see you at the Health Expo that's coming up on the 23rd. What are you going to be doing there?
Yeah, so my team and I have gotten together and come up with some goodie bags that we're going to give out at the Health Expo. I would like to meet people face to face. If you just need that extra step, I'll come to you, and you just come by my booth and we can talk.
And is that really kind of thing that you've noticed with patients once they kind of get to know any doctor, not just yourself, but that's an important part of it. Oh, I know this person. I feel like there's a trust and a connection there. Yeah,
absolutely. I think in any situation, even when you're buying a house or when you're going to a mechanic or a doctor, you want to meet the person that's working on your car, or and you kind of want to get a sense for who they are as a person. And I feel like that's the first step in choosing our office, is coming and meeting us and understanding how we operate to build that level of trust.
All right, so folks, if you're interested in doing that, it's going to be Health Expo coming up on the 23rd right here in Laguna Woods Village. Dr. Ryan Lang from MacArthur Dental Arts, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. See you guys there.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
Caring for your health shouldn't be dictated by what you can afford. At MVS, we are a family-owned business that has provided quality healthcare products for seniors in their homes for over 30 years. We negotiate on your behalf with top manufacturers to deliver low prices. We provide vital resources while staying committed to making the experience of getting medical supplies you need as easy as possible by ensuring easy online shopping and free shipping. When life is difficult, we make things simple.
Hi, my name is Gary Russell, and I recently have moved to Laguna Woods Village. At Live Smart Technologies, we specialize in three things: home automation, simple security systems, and home computer networks. We are knowledgeable, very affordable, and genuinely want to help you. In the coming weeks, we will be talking more about how these amazing systems can benefit just about everyone. We provide free estimates and will schedule an on-site walkthrough at your convenience. Give us a call.
And welcome back to ThisDay. We want to welcome Herbert Siguenza to the program. He is going to be in a one-man play about Pablo Picasso over at the Irvine Barclay. Herbert, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here, and I'm really excited to be at the Barclay.
Now, when did you first get introduced to Pablo Picasso? Was it as a child? I mean, I know you were interested in art as a child.
Yes, I grew up with the gift of drawing. I was born with the gift of drawing. Since I was a little kid, I drew. And so I already knew I was going to be an artist, even when I was a little kid. But then I saw a book about Picasso and his private life, and I was just thrilled to see this old man, with no shirt, hanging around, painting like a kid, with animals, with kids. And I told my mom, when I grow up, I want to be this guy. I love this old man. And she says, no, no, he's crazy. He's Picasso. He doesn't know how to paint, But I go, no, he's onto something.
Maybe you had a
Because
little.
he was an artist 24/7, and that's what I wanted to be. So he's always been a big hero.
How did that click for you as a kid? I mean, an artist, I know we're talking about artists because you're also in theater, you do voiceover work, you paint.
Mhm.
So was it about that experience as a child that made you know this is just for me, this is what I want to do?
It was his lifestyle. I saw an old man that was still a kid, and basically I'm still a kid. I still do, I do plays, it's called a play for no, and my life is, I don't take life very seriously. It is serious, but on the other hand, what I do, I love, because it's basically playing and being creative. And that's what Picasso preached, to be creative 24/7, 24 hours a week. And he did.
Now you've been doing this show for a while, but this is kind of a reworkshopped version of the original show you've been doing for about 10 years, right?
Yes, about 10 years, more traditional play, in other words, where it's a full set, with a lot of props and things. But what I love about this version that Los Angeles Theater Works is producing is that they're known for their audio/performances. And so it's a lot simplified. It concentrates more on the script, on what the script is saying, which is tremendous. And I have, there's no set, but there is a lot of visuals, of video visuals, and there's painting, live painting that I do. And all the visuals in the show are mine. They're not Picasso's.
Okay, so you're up there creating what that artist background, right? So you can at least
Yeah.
get the neighborhood of what Picasso would have done, right?
Yeah. So this is my ultimate expression as an artist. I'm able to act and I'm able to paint at the same time, which is great.
Well, let me ask you this. It's a one-man show. You're you. That's it. You're up there, and there's no one to go to. There's no one to get. I mean, so what is that like in terms of? I know you've done collaborative theater. You work with folks, improv, and all, and scripted stuff. But
Yeah.
up there and saying, "This is just me up there." Is it feel a little bit raw sometimes?
Yes, it's a little overwhelming. It's like a tightrope, but you practice and you just feel confident on that tightrope. And I think that, because I always wonder, how do these guys do tightrope, but it's the same thing. You just practice, you get confident, and I'm just really confident as a painter. And I think that really shows in the show.
Do
I'm
you
really fast.
folks see Saturday shows the same as Sunday show in terms of are you memorizing every single thing and just doing everything to verbatim, or is you kind of like going through moments and segments and like I'm going to talk about this part of Pablo's life or whatever it might be?
No, it's consistent. It's a consistent script, otherwise I'd go, yeah, it'd be nuts. I'd go nuts. I would lose my place, I think. No, but it's a very complex script. It's really heavy on his philosophy, his process of art, and how does an artist stay hungry after all those years. He was very successful. I interpret him while he was 76 in 1957 in the south of France. and basically he has to produce 6 paintings and 3 vases over the weekend, and that's his challenge. And so the audience, is like, they're like art students. They're in his studio while he's talking about this order that he has to do.
Okay. Now, as an artist, we always evolving, always changing. In the 10 years since you've been doing this, what has changed for you in doing this one-man show?
That's a great question. I think I've become a better actor for sure. I'm older now. I'm more experienced, so I think that acting is more subtle now. I'm older, so I've aged into the character. Like I said, I do him at 76. I'm not 76 yet,
So that
but but I can age into him. I started it when I was in my 50s, so I'm saying there's a big difference between your 50s and your 60s. You slow down, but you also have more experience. I'm also a better painter. Over the 10 years, I paint better, and I emulate his style much closer, and so all those things come into play.
Over the years, what has anything come to you? Have you discovered something about Picasso that you didn't really realize, or you thought you knew one way, and now you're interpreting it another way? As you dive deeper and deeper into this person.
It's interesting you bring that up, because Picasso, as you know, lately in the past 2, 3, 4 years, he's been under a lot of scrutiny.
Right.
His character, right? And I'm like, this is a guy from the 20th century, 19th century. All those guys back there, Hemingway, Miller, all those guys were if you compare them to men now, yeah, they were masochistic, right? And they were, they were kind of douches, they were, but that was how my grandfather was. That's how that's my experience.
You have to, folks have, it's a time and a place in our society, and all society in the world. As we evolve as people, we're getting
Mhm.
better at doing those things, but there was a time when it wasn't as great. And so,
Yeah, and that's just the way it was. And I'm not excusing it, but I'm sure not trying to hide that either. He
right.
talks about his masochism in the play. He does talk about how he treated some of his wives. But he's not embarrassed about it either. He's like, I am who I am.
Now, let's talk real quick about some other things you've been doing over the years. You were one of the voices in Coco. How did that come about?
Yes, I'm really proud of that. I was a cultural consultant for the film. As you know, they really did get it right. They really did ask a lot of consultants to come and see the rough drafts and the script. And I was up there in Emeryville, where they have where the campus is, the what was it called?
Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar. Pixar campus is up there, and I was up there, around the table with all the big wigs. And then I go, I can do voices, and they're like, oh yeah, you're with Culture Clash. You're with that comedy group Culture Clash. I said, yeah, think of me. And sure enough, they did. They called me the next month, and I went up there to record the 2 voices for the uncles, Uncle Felipe and Uncle Oscar.
Or you could have said "Remember Me," which is one of the songs from the movie.
Yeah, I sang it.
Beautiful. Honestly, one of the most beautiful Disney movies, Pixar movies I'd ever seen, just in terms of the color and the beauty.
Yeah, it's beautifully done.
Theater. I thought this is just an incredible film, and
They got it right. They got the culture right, which is most important.
right, like you say. Speaking of you just mentioned about Culture Clash. You guys are celebrating a big anniversary.
Yes, our 40th anniversary. We started in 1984 in San Francisco's Mission District. We moved down to LA in the 90s, and we're still together. We're working a lot less. We're all doing our individual stuff. But yeah, it's 40th. We were going to celebrate our 40th anniversary on 4th of May at CSUN at the Soraya Theater.
Herbert, did you ever think to yourself when you were that kid did you know that this was going to be your life? Did you ever, what is so different about what you thought yourself as a child to where you are today?
It's funny that you asked that. No, I've always knew I was going to be an artist. I always knew that. And I was already content with that, knowing that, And the trick is, how to be a living artist. That's the trick, right? You can be an artist, but can you make a living doing that? And I have. And so in that sense, I'm very successful. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to live as an artist in this society is very difficult. But I've been blessed with some talent. I've been blessed with some people working around me, and we've been able to do it.
Well, he's going to do it up on stage over at the Irvine Barkley on Sunday, March 17th, 7 p.m. Herbert Siguenza as Pablo Picasso. Herbert, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Have a great one.
Did you hear the big news? The FDA announced the over-the-counter hearing aid program. It's been 6 years in the making. And what does that mean to you if you wear hearing aids or if you're thinking about wearing hearing aids for the first time? Most people are asking themselves, what is an over-the-counter hearing aid? Would it work for me? Where do I get them to try? How much do they cost? For over 40 years, Advanced Ear Care has been helping answer questions just like this. Call us today and find out more. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our Saturday movie, and it's a great one. I really enjoyed this when I saw it in the theaters way back when. It's Cruella with Emma Stone. It's from Saddleback, and they are going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without the subtitles, and it's really kind of a prequel of the notorious Cruella de Vil and how she came to be. It's kind of her backstory before the 101 Dalmatians movies came out. So it's a real fun story, real fun movie. Make sure you get to see that one today. Let's take a quick check out our weather while we're at it. And we got 60s for the rest of the weekend and then 70s as we head into the weekday. We might have a chance of rain later on next week, but we'll talk about that some other time. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. Amazing Hearing and Democratic Club are going to be on Monday, so stay tuned for that. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.
Your first day of retirement. What will you wake up to? Freedom? Time? Adventure? Your ideal retirement doesn't just have to come alive in your dreams. Awaken to your new reality. Awaken your spirit, your vision. It's not a dream. It's your next chapter, your future, and it's in reach. Next generation retirement doesn't happen by accident. Plan for your bright future. Awaken to what's possible.
The Hogue Classic is returning March 20th through the 24th. Come experience the thrill of champions. For tickets, visit HogueClassic.com. See you at the beach.